you're all at different points in your evolution, and that you will understand what I'm about to say according to where you are, and there's no one way of understanding or experiencing that's better than another. And of course that will make sense in accordance to what I'm about to share with you. Just imagine, let's just say for hypothetical purposes, that all of this is a computer simulation or a computer program. Okay? And that it is a computer program or simulation programmed by you. Okay? And that programming happened at the level of your soul. Right? Your soul, which is unencumbered, architected this entire experience for you. Okay? Now, first thing, what that means is that you are in complete control. Why? Because you designed the whole thing for you. Now, why it's hard and why you struggle with it is because the architecture was created at the level of the soul. So it's hard at the level of the identity to see, to experience and know why the soul created certain experiences or what the purpose of these experiences are. I just want you to take a breath. Yeah? I'm just going to slow it down because this is a huge thing and I don't want it to fly over anybody's head. Okay? So your soul chose to architect the entire experience of your reality. I'm going to take it one step further. You also pre-programmed every person in your life on a soul level to show up how they're showing up for you. Exactly the way that they're showing up for you. So not only did you design the architecture, the framework of creation, but you also architected what relationships would look like, who would show up, who would love you, who would abuse you, who would reject you, who would abandon you. You designed the whole thing. Now, at the level of the identity, this is super hard to reconcile. Because at the level of the identity, you would say to yourself, all right, well, why would I choose this? Why on earth would I choose this, right? Why on earth would I put myself through trauma, abuse, rejection, abandonment, and all of these different things? And you know, more and more, I've said this, but I'm also now experiencing this in impact and in the activations with all of you. That actually the trauma points that you chose become the service points that you share. Okay, so I'm gonna slow it down. The trauma points that you chose become the service points that you share. So people are constantly making this experience of suffering wrong, okay? But actually it's not wrong. It's your avenue through which you get to authentically hold space for others. So we're at this point where we can now begin to align with the design of our reality, align with the design of our experience. And my main reason for sharing these things is because then you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to manifest. You don't have to intend. You just have to experience. You just have to accept at the level of the identity and experience what's arising. And also, then there's no right experience or wrong experience. There's just the experience that's been architected for you, by you, at the level of the soul. And this is why I've shared with you that you can't mess it up. You see, what many of you don't realize is that when you come here in the morning, I'm not speaking to your identity. I'm addressing the part of you that already knows all of this. I'm addressing that part of you. Because the more I affirm what you already know at the soul level, the stronger that knowing becomes inside of you, and then you don't need me anymore. At that point, you become so firmly anchored in the inner experience of your own knowing that you're off to the races. And at that point, you're fully sharing everything in the world. Yeah?